Good afternoon, everybody. Colin here with Techout. Today I'm going to be sharing 3 reasons why I like the BlackBerry KEYone and why I don't think it's such a bad phone after all. Picked this phone up on eBay for $240. I was refunded $75 because of a couple issues the phone had. Mostly it wasn't as pictured on the listing, and the back of the phone does pop off super easily. And by easily I mean like putting it in your pocket, stuff like that. It will pop off, just because the backs of these phones get pretty weak and the clips get weak on them, and they tend to fall off after a while. So I did order a new back on eBay for $28, and it should be here within a couple of days. So I'm going to replace the back on the phone. I already replaced the battery on the phone, and that seems to have helped battery life a little bit. I'm ending the day with about 20 to 25% on about 5 hours of screen on time. Now, if I'm at work or something like that, the phone's in my pocket all day long, and I'm in an area where I don't have good cell service. Sometimes I can walk out with like 60% battery after about 5 or 6 hours just because it's searching for cell service the whole time. That really impacts battery life. So the more I'm at home and actively using the phone, the more screen on time I get out of a charge, as opposed to the phone being in standby and searching for cell service. Not searching for cell service like I don't have service at all, but just having a weak signal does drain your battery life quite a bit. Stuff like that. So actively using the phone, you do get about 5 to 6 hours of screen on time out of a full charge with a brand new battery. As far as I can tell, it is an official BlackBerry battery that I picked up. So that really helped out a lot. Reason number 2 why I like this phone is the keyboard. Having a physical keyboard is actually quite nice on a smartphone, being that it does run Android. You still have all the features of Android. I still have my custom launcher. There's still a fingerprint sensor in the spacebar. It does have Face Unlock, which isn't as fast as something like Face ID on an iPhone 10, but it works, and it works better than I've had when I had a Galaxy or Note phone. It tends to be a little bit more accurate and work better and more frequently than those did. So that is reason number 2. Typing on the physical keyboard is actually quite nice. Having a keyboard that's always there is quite nice. You can scroll on it as well. It won't scroll on the launcher right here on this particular launcher, but you can scroll side to side and up and down on the keyboard. These little metal lines through the keyboard are, I guess, they detect your finger, obviously, and you can scroll down the keyboard and stuff like that, and scrolling is actually quite nice. It's not choppy like you would think it would be with the metal only being, between the keys. It actually works pretty well. Reason number 3 I like the phone, also comes back to reason number 1, is parts for the phone are really cheap and it's really easy to repair. Doing a screen replacement on this phone is probably one of the easiest that I've seen. I haven't done one myself, but if you check out a channel called Jerry Rig Everything, he did a full teardown on this phone and replaced the screen. Basically, you just pop it off, it's just glued down, and once you have the back off, you can detach the ribbon cable, put the new screen on, run the cable through, plug it back in, and you're back in business. A new screen for this phone will cost you about 40 bucks. A new battery cost me $35, and a new back cost me $28. So you can basically keep this phone in tip-top shape without very much work at all. Replacing parts and stuff like that is fairly cheap and easy to do. So it makes it a good all-around daily driver phone. Being a BlackBerry, it's not the fastest phone I've used. It's not the most powerful phone I've used. It does lag from time to time, but I do have an app that clears my memory, my RAM, every once in a while, and I can boost the speed a little bit doing that. But this is a phone for people who type, for people who send emails, for people who take notes, for people who are always doing stuff with typing, and that kind of stuff. This isn't really a phone to be gaming on. This isn't a phone, you can watch YouTube videos on it perfectly fine, no issues there. It doesn't like stutter or lag with those or anything. But this isn't a media consumption phone. This is a business type phone, which for what it is, it does a great job at what it's meant to be. But don't expect to be playing games all day long on this and have good battery life or have the games run well. That's not going to happen. But if you're the type of person that does a lot of typing and you want a physical keyboard to type on, I would definitely recommend checking out a BlackBerry KEYone, especially if you can pick one up in good condition for about $200 or $300. I would definitely say it's worth the switch, or something for a secondary phone. But this has been Colin with Techout, and this has been 3 reasons why I think the BlackBerry KEYone is a good phone.